For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Welcome to another edition of the world-famous Focus program, at least in St. Clair County, or the city of St. Clair and the city of Marine City. We have a very interesting show for you today. We're going to talk about blasts, beauty, and books. Now you'll have to stay tuned to find out what I'm talking about. To talk about the blasts of the 4th of July, Mr. David Lenarski on the Keith Malcolm Memorial Fireworks Committee.
Yep, July 4th.
July 4th.
St. Clair.
Bill Boda used to say to me, I used to ask him, Bill, when's the fireworks this year? Our former police chief, he'd say, 4th of July, Paul. It's always on the 4th. I don't care what day it is. It's the 4th of July. So, and it continues.
And it continues, and especially for respect of the chief.
Right.
He helped us put that all together right from the get-go. So.
And for years and years and years, the volunteer fire department conducted it.
Correct. So, you know, until lately, you know, we've had American Fireworks, which is the company that actually provides that and conducts it. But things have changed now. It's all digital.
Yeah.
So everything is already pre-programmed, and when the barge goes out, there's nobody on the barge, and it's just shells ready and set to go for the show that they programmed.
Let's, if Gerald will cue up that presentation from 2007 fireworks display, and it's still shot in, we shot it in standard VHS tape, so it's a little grainy, but it was a great show, and now this show this year, I understand, is going to be more spectacular.
Yes, this show here actually will be the biggest that St. Clair has ever seen.
Really?
I will say that for sure. For what we've done and what we've been able to do, I will tell you that we can't fit another shell on the barge. So
wow.
I would expect that everybody is really going to have a good time watching the fireworks here in St. Clair at the boardwalk.
It starts at about 10 o'clock, or when it gets dark, which is normally around 10 o'clock.
Correct.
And one of the issues, of course, is parking. But I guess the word for the evening is patience.
Patience, especially a lot of locals, they all know better now. They've been doing this for many, many years that, you know, they'll just have a nice walk. It's going to be a beautiful day, beautiful evening, and they can just walk to downtown St. Clair pretty much from wherever they're at. It's the ones that are coming in from our surrounding communities that, you know, need to have a little more patience too, because it does take time to get in and out of town.
The money is all raised for this. The city kicks in a little bit. The DPW works, the police department works, the fire department works, helping to get the event happening on the day. But how do you raise the money?
Well, we start, the committee actually starts raising money through sponsors, which are local businesses, organizations, and even personal. That want to, you know, be able to donate to the St. Clair Fireworks. And so over the years, we've developed such a great show that people want to help out. And so we're getting better in sponsors and getting better in providing money towards the show. So I can say without a doubt, and I've promised Mayor Cedar, that this show definitely will be the biggest that we have seen.
Well, that's great. And the crowds are 10,000 probably plus.
Plus, yeah.
The sponsors, is it still time to get some money in?
There is still time. They can still, you know, write checks to the City of St. Clair Fireworks, and then that is for the ones that care, that is a tax-deductible donation.
There's a graphic in there, if the guys will throw it up, with the street address of the City of St. Clair. And all checks are welcome, from $1 to whatever you want.
You bet. And you know, the one thing I want to mention too is that you know, the Keith Malcolm, you know, we've made this a memorial. 1986 is when they actually donated the barge for the fireworks. This is 2016. This would be 30 years that the Malcolm family has donated the barge towards that fireworks.
That's
so
just marvelous.
You see Captain Dave, or you see any of the Malcolm family, you know, just give them a high five and a shake and say thank you.
Okay. Well, we want to invite everybody to come down. You got some other things you want to talk about there?
The only other thing would be the one thing that I really enjoy, which I think in digital it's just going to get better, is what you do, Channel 6. People can enjoy the music on the boardwalk while watching the fireworks. And also for what you tape so that people can see it on Channel 6 and you provide the music towards that. As we get going in the technical years here, it's going to be something, our next thing I want to really do is provide just the digital music to be able to go with the fireworks and with the program. So that's going to be exciting. There's just more things that we can do with the technology today.
It's fun to try, and the audience won't realize the term, but to try and back time the end of the last burst.
Yes.
And through the magic of television, we can do that.
Oh, yeah.
From the theme from 1812, the overture from the...
And it takes time. It takes somebody to do all that editing, and so I thank you for all the work that you do with this too.
We're glad to do it.
So it's very good. But people get out early, be patient. I know people that go there at 6 in the morning and put down their chairs and their blankets, but we'll have over a dozen vendors on the boardwalk, from glow works all the way to food and drinks and everything, and you can just enjoy the afternoon and the evening.
And you got to thank, I would assume, the Algonac, Marine City, Marysville police departments that all come and help direct traffic and keep crowd control, and of course our guys reciprocate later in the year.
Sure. And not only that, but even out in the water. You have the St. Clair Sheriff, you have the U.S. Coast Guard, and you have also special police that
Border Patrol, probably.
And Border Patrol. So we have a lot going on. It's always very cool. The ships, through the shipping channels, the captains have they actually have an option whether they want to go through or whether they can kind of hold off as we do that. But some of the most beautiful fireworks I've seen was the ships going by the river while the fireworks are going off.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
So it's just really exciting to be able to have it out on the water.
Right. Dave Lenarski, thanks for all you do for the community and your music, and also working with Mike Laporte on this project, and keep it up, buddy.
It's awesome. Thank you, Paul.
Okay, very good. We talked about, at the top of the show, blast, and that was the blast part. Now we're going to hear from Gina, and we're going to talk about Master Gardeners, their show, their garden tour, which is coming up Saturday, July the 16th, and we'll do that in just a minute. We are back, and welcome to the Focus Set. Gina Welsh from the Master Gardeners. You're a volunteer for the St. Clair County Master Gardener.
Yes.
What a great group.
Yeah, we have a really great volunteer organization. We do a lot of things for the county.
And you currently have one of the annual great thing of the year, the summer, which is the garden tour.
Yes.
And it's going to be Saturday, July 16th. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and it's all going to be in the city of Marysville?
Marysville, and there's one garden out in Smiths Creek, which is like Kimball Township. And
it's a suburb of
Yes,
Marysville.
And we're also including the Marysville, the shoreline there on the St. Clair River, and the rain gardens there on the St. Clair River. If people want to those are like bonus gardens. If you want to stop in and just see those, they're not on the list of the official garden, but they are there.
Okay, and I think there's 9 total gardens.
Yes, there's 9, not including the rain garden and the shoreline.
And what a bargain! $10 for advance tickets, $15 from the day of the tour. That's really cheap to see.
Yeah, that's for most garden tours. Yeah, and they're all relatively close together, except for the one out in Kimball. It's only like 7 miles from town, so it's a little bit of a drive, but it's not much. And we do have a plant decor sale going out at the same time, right there at the same garden in Smiths Creek. So if somebody needs plants, they can buy some plants and some garden decor there also.
How many volunteers does it take to put this kind of a thing on?
About 25.
Dedicated people?
Yeah, well, we have 2 people at each garden, and plus the people that work in the plant sale. And me and several others that are doing.
The Master Gardeners of St. Clair County, You teach also, don't you?
Yes, it's volunteer and educational, teaching people about gardening. We work with some kids. We do a Spring Into Gardening program for children in the springtime. We have our big symposium in March. That's we bring in people from all over the U.S.
Really?
to speak at those. It's a really good program. And we have lots of other things that go on. We have Earth Fair. They work at Earth Fair, do lots there. There's just a lot of projects going on. If you want to become a master gardener, you have a lot of projects to pick from.
When you finish being a master gardener, don't you have to give back some hours or something?
Yes, you have to do 40 hours after you finish the 13-week class. And you do your 40 hours to get certified, and then every year after that, it's 15 hours of volunteer and 5 hours of education after that to be recertified.
Are you finding people still being interested in joining the master gardeners?
Yes. Yep, there's a lot of people that want to be a master gardener.
It's a little different than the Lions or the Rotary or things like that, where you just go to a meeting.
Yeah.
This, you really do something.
Yes. Yeah, there's all kinds of projects depending on your level of interest or what you want. If you want to work with kids, there's a lot of that. If you want to work one-on-one with somebody, at like Goodall's Park, we have take care of the gardens around Goodall's Park. Other
You're
program
keeping the
over
county
there,
beautiful.
Goodall's. Trying to, anyways.
Before we went on the air, I just got a notification from the county that they received the Michigan Department of Natural Resources DTE Energy Tree Planting Grant again. Tree planting will take place July the 14th and the 15th.
And when are they planting those?
They awarded $4,000, variety of trees in areas of surrounding the Blue Water Convention Center.
Okay.
So what do they pick a different spot every year?
I don't know. We don't get into
You're
that
not part of
usually, but I'm sure some of our people will be volunteering to help with that.
So there's things happening in that beautiful new walk along Port Huron along.
Yeah, we've got a lot of our volunteers, work on that. There's a lot of projects in St. Clair County, and we're always adding more.
So you need some volunteers.
Yes, we still need more volunteers.
If somebody wants to volunteer, how do they do that?
They have to go take the class.
Okay.
Right now, we're not offering it in St. Clair County because they're having trouble finding a place to hold it.
Okay.
It's got to marry up with the MSUE computer system, and I guess there's a few little problems with that, getting that hooked up. But we're sending people down to Macomb County or to some of the other counties that are close by to take the class.
Okay.
And it's a 13-week class. It's open book testing. It's not hard, but you've got.
I always like those open book tests.
You have to have a lot of knowledge about gardening, though, to get through it.
Well, the reason you're here today is a wonderful, spectacular event that happens every summer. Saturday, July 16th, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., rain or shine, Master Gardener's home tour, garden tour of 2016, and we can get tickets where?
At
Silks,
yes.
here in St. Clair. Mosier's up in Port Huron.
Yes, the MSU Extension Office, the Serenity Salon in Marysville, both locations of weekends, Port Huron and Lexington, and Earthly Arts Greenhouse in Imlay City.
Okay. Well, as I said at the top of the show, we were going to have Blast, which is the fireworks, Beauty, which is the gardens, and we thank you for filling in that portion of it.
Oh, thank you very much,
Very nice to meet you.
You
did a great job. We'll have you back again.
Thank you very much.
Coming up next, Summer Hanford will be back. She has been here before. She's an author from St. Clair. She's got a new book. We'll hear all about it in just a second. The theme of the show ended up being booms, blasts, beauty, and now books. And that means that Summer Hanford is back. Welcome back to the Focus Set.
Hi, Paul.
Nice to see you.
It's good to see you too.
A year or so, year and a half, 2 years maybe?
Maybe two.
Maybe two?
Yeah.
You've been a busy woman though.
I have.
When you were here last, I think you were introducing your first or your second book.
My second.
Second book. And it's in this series of books.
Yes,
and
it is.
talk to me about what the series is.
It's a young adult fantasy series.
Okay, young adult.
So it is about a young man and his quest to become King's Champion.
Okay. So you're going to be the next J.K. Rowling? And be able to buy the world?
I can only hope.
You can only hope. Talk to me about what the books, where do they start? How does it go?
Well, this is the first book.
Okay.
And the second, third, and the newest one, the fourth.
The horse is beautiful.
Thank you. It's a 5-book series, so there will be one more next year, and then it'll be concluded.
So the story starts with a person or a character.
Yes.
And it's traced through the...
Yes, it's a single perspective, so it's one character all the way through everything that happens to him.
Is it set in a time period? Is it a timepiece?
Well, it would be more like a sword and sorcery style fantasy, so more like Tolkien.
Okay.
An imaginary world with imaginary creatures in it.
How did you come up with the ideas?
I guess I read a lot of fantasy books growing up.
Did you? Speaking of growing up, did you grow up around here?
No, I grew up in upstate New York on a dairy farm.
I think we talked about that before. Beautiful area, a lot like Michigan.
It is.
Green and lush and cold winters.
Yes.
So you got here to Michigan, and did you write in high school and college?
I did. In college, I was not studying writing, but I decided that I wanted to return to writing. I didn't enjoy what I was studying, which was behavioral neurology.
Okay.
Which is very interesting, but requires you to spend a lot of time in laboratories, and I got tired of that.
But probably some of that is in these books. Behavior of your character?
I guess, I spent 9 years studying psychology, so I'm sure that...
There's a piece of it?
I'm sure.
A piece of it. Okay, where are these books available?
You can get them from Barnes & Noble, Amazon. You could go into any bookstore and ask them to order them. They probably wouldn't stock them at this point, just on the shelves. But they're available anywhere that you can get books.
And they're obviously readily available. The covers are beautiful. Are you self-published? I guess that's where I was going.
These are traditionally published by a publisher.
Okay.
Oh, and actually, you can get them in town at Simply Marcella.
Oh, good. Yes. Yeah. Who's been a friend of yours for quite a while.
Yeah, I always get to do book signings there and things.
Yeah, they do great things.
These are traditionally published by a publisher, a publishing house. Yes.
Okay. So that's you. Now over here, you said there's a series of books that you have a collaborator on. Words.
My friend Renata McMahon, which is her pen name. It's not her real name, but my real name is on them. We write Jane Austen fan fiction, a whole genre. I think, they made a movie a few years ago about last year, the Jane Austen with the zombies. Mm-hmm. It's that sort. Ours do not have zombies, but ours are more traditional. But it's just people are fascinated by Jane Austen's world and her characters, and they like to revisit it. People are in love with it. They're wonderful stories, and sometimes you don't want to give up a wonderful story. You just want to go back.
Right. Keep revisiting it, like another segment on a television show or something.
Yeah. So we pick a point in the story, and we make it go in a slightly different direction and rewrite what happens. And Renata she does the plots, and I sort of fill them out with all the thinking and there's a little romance and that sort of thing.
Wonderful. The one I'm holding, you told me, was on the Amazon bestseller list for 4 days?
It was. It was on the bestseller list starting at the end of one week and going all through the weekend and into
God, that had to be exciting.
Next. It was really exciting, actually.
So you're just rolling in residuals?
No.
Not really.
But it did. It sold very well. It was impressive.
It's got to be exciting.
It was.
So are you spending equal amounts of time on both, or?
I do. Those go back and forth between us. So Renata will write sort of an overall plot and some of the details and send it to me, and I fill in a lot more details and send it back to her. And she is a little bit more the expert on Jane Austen, so then she'll correct some of my details. And we go back and forth with those. So then in between, I am working on the 5th book for this series, so that, so that we can all find out what happens in the end.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty exciting stuff. Well, we're honored to have you live here in St. Clair and be the St. Clair author of record, and we wish you luck. The covers are beautiful.
Well,
go ahead.
I love it here. St. Clair is very supportive of me. and I really appreciate it.
Well, we all need that. So, well, you keep coming back when you get to fifth. When do you think the fifth book will be done?
All I've said is 2017. I'm afraid to put too strict of a date, because then what if I don't get it done in time?
Do you find in writing difficult at sometimes? You always hear about these writer blocks?
I find good writing is difficult at sometimes. I know what happens next, but my brain just won't put it on the page in a way that is fun and interesting.
Step away from it for a while and come back.
Yeah, what I like to do is step away and actually do something like, say, the dishes, and think, if you can really picture what's going on in the story in your mind, then when you get to writing, you're basically just, describing. You don't have to worry so much anymore. You aren't making it up on the spot as you write. You're describing what you imagined, almost like you watched a TV show, and now you're just transcribing it. Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff. Well, keep up the good work. We're glad that you're here, and keep the Amazon bestseller list buzzing there, and get these on the Amazon bestseller list. That'd be good too.
I'm working on it.
You're working on it. That's about it for this edition of the first Focus program in the month of July. As the year moves along, we're glad you're along. Till next week, I'm Paul Dingman. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.